In the spring of 2019, Sterling Playmakers asked audiences to join us in Chinkapin, Louisiana for Steel Magnolias, the beloved dramedy by Robert Harling. Join us for a reunion with our cast and crew and hear stories about the production for a behind-the-scenes look at community theater.
Everybody, when I got cast as Weeza, I was really, well, when I got called back for it, I was really surprised because I was not auditioning for her, as I said. And everybody said, "Oh yeah, that's a perfect part for you. You're such a natural at that." And I'm like, she's kind of a bitch. What are you saying?
Ding dong.
So, so I guess I just mind my inner lovable bitch.
We should have put that on the t-shirts.
So I pulled out an old CD of mine, a Rascal Flatts CD. It's like what I listened to in high school, and I feel like that's when I did a lot of pushing against my mom and fighting with her about how I thought I wanted my life to go, and the control I wanted to have. And also, there's a song in the album that I listened to called Sarah Beth, and it is about a girl who has cancer. And for me, it made me really think about what it was that like Shelby gets to at the end, where she gives up everything for her family. And then I would try and like write about the different moments in Shelby's life to try and kind of help figure out. But also a lot of Shelby I connect with as a person, because I really agree with a lot of who she is and kind of what she represents as someone who has these big dreams of like what she wants for her life. And even though her body couldn't handle all that she wanted to do, that didn't change how she continued to pursue it and to love the people that she was around. But the Rascal Flatts CD still like takes me back. I play it every once in a while and I just think about Playmakers and back to that time.
It depends on which part of the show you want me to get into character for. Going backwards through the show, putting on the bump is pretty much all you need to get into character to be a pregnant lady, I guess. Or at least that's what it took for me, was like when I had my bump on, I was like, okay, this is like, it just physically you became more of the character, I guess. I don't even know how else to.
It adds gravity.
Yes.
To your life.
It does. And it did. And I loved my little pillows. I loved them very much. Pretty well. Let's see, Act 2, Scene 1, we had all of intermission, which was nice to like be able to reset my hair and kind of like figure out, all right, I've been through this section of life. I am religious, so I just kind of was able to be like, all right, take this and like go like much, much further than you currently are in your life. And like, but like the prayers like I could do on stage and like actually be praying and like while like still listening to what was going on stage, but like figure out ways that I could be like, okay, this is like really an important moment for Annelle. Like this is her, like how she discovered herself after like going wild and crazy. Wild and crazy one is me in real life. Besides the like drinking and smoking stuff. But like being excited about Christmas and excited to be with like a group of friends and like excited to be with that group of ladies specifically. That was really easy to be in character. And kind of the same with Act 1, Scene 1. I was just as intimidated by the incredible people that they were and just wanting to make sure that like I was able to put my own mark on this show, just like I knew every other one of those characters was. Because all of the ladies who I was working with had just so into their characters. They were so phenomenal in their roles. Like they were roles that each of these women were born to play. And it was so spectacular to be able to say, like, I shared the stage with them in this role that they really excelled at. And so a lot of those nerves were genuine. And like I'm stepping onto stage with these women who have like figured out their roles, and I'm still figuring mine out, and I'm still trying to figure out like my role in life at the time. And honestly, right now I'm still doing that. I'm many miles away from them and still trying to figure it out. It definitely, the times in between scenes was like the costume change time was really important for me to make sure that I was figuring out, all right, time has gone by, life has gone by, Anelle she's figuring stuff out. She's like changing, like she's making big moves in small amounts of time. And so that was how I had to cope with that.
Well, I was actually born to play Clary.
I agree.
I really am. Because first of all, two things. First of all, she's sarcastic, and
What?
You are?
No.
Oh, please. I live by it, and she likes to be in control also. Yes. So those two things, they come very naturally to me. It's hardly like playing a role at all. So I didn't have any problem getting into that role. I wish there were more roles like that.
I'm actually a lot like Janet. I am a mom. I do have a daughter that I have a, loving relationship with, and then times I wish I didn't have such an independent woman in my life, and so I think I just pulled a lot from that, and what it means to be a parent, and how you are trying to raise a person to be the best person they can be and be independent, and how hard it is to let that person go when you need to. So just pulling from experience.
When I saw Sterling was doing it, and I could audition, and it was Jimmy, I was just like, so many things, and I was like, I can put any part, but I feel Truvy. And part of what I do to prepare for any role is I study. I do it for directing too. I study the history of the time period, which I lived the 80s, but also the area. I'm not very Southern. I'm very much a Yankee, born in New Jersey, Army brat. And I also, one of the times I didn't get the part, I had actually ordered a Southern dialect, an old-fashioned CD set where it actually has the diphthongs and whatnot in a book, and then you play the CD along with it, and worked on my accent so much so that when I finally get it, and it stuck. I had it took months for it to get rid of it the last time. This time was a little easier, but it came back so quickly because I read the script to prepare for auditions for Jimmy, and I'm just like, oh my God, I just love this play. And as several people have already mentioned, it's a rare piece where there's 6 strong women roles, and that is the show. It's rare, and it's modern times. It's not, turn of the century and we're all, sitting at home knitting type of thing. Nothing wrong with those plays either, but this is just got so much to it, and it involves a tight-knit relationships, and I happen to live that with a lot of my friends. I have 3 or 4 groups of really close friends. It sounds bad, but I do. I have some tight-knit groups that I travel with. I've known for decades, and I'm very tied to my people. I call them my people. And if you don't know it, when I see you, I'm a hugger. I usually I hug on people, and I like to help people, and that's something Truvy does deep down. She's kind of a no-nonsense. She likes to help people. She cares about everybody, and she's a hoot. And we all know I am, so that's how it is. But that's what I do to prepare, is just digging deep. And I did spend time at one point trying to learn how to get that role.
Does anybody not know what mine is? Caren, help me out. It's your line.
My line. But I had a lot of good ones.
She gets to say it in a couple months.
I do. For the first time ever, it'll actually kind of work.
Well, just say it, Shanna. You should say it.
I'm not crazy. I've just been in a very bad mood for the last 3 years.
Okay.
I love you more than my luggage.
I do. I don't remember it exactly, but it is one of Emelie's lines, and it was right before the gunshot. You were on the phone, and it was just one of those lines. I don't know if it's my family that I was able to relate to, but there was some line before the gunshot went off.
And there
that
goes
I was
the
like,
script.
yes.
This is my binder from the show.
I have my script. I can go get it.
You don't have
I think I know what it is. It was just, we'll stop him. And then it was like, is everything all right? Yes. No.
Yes.
Mine is not a funny one, but I love you all because I feel like it just like for me sums up this whole experience because I love you all for all of it, and so that one's my favorite.
That's hard because I don't know if it's like probably my favorite line that I said was does your dress have to go over your head?
Do you have a favorite line?
You are a pig from hell.
Like I'm speechless because there's so much in the script, but I'm gonna repeat. It wasn't a line. It's when Annelle comes in the Christmas costume that matches opposite of Truvy, because it gets a laugh every time, and we have to sit there and act like it's not weird. That we're looking like, So I just like that instant laugh. Plus she gets to come in and absorb it, and we wait a minute because she does have things to share. But just her presence to get a laugh like that.
So I actually have a favorite line from the show, but then a favorite line not from the show. So my favorite line from the show is Clary's, "If you can't say anything nice, come sit by me." And then my favorite line not from the show is Jimmy's, "Wait, I lied."
Yes. Yes. How many times did we hear that after being blocked?
Frequently.
Well, my favorite lines are pretty much everything that came out of my mouth. I loved. Like the most fun lines ever. But I think my favorite other line was, "Keep off the grass signs are not Christmas decorations. They are bordered in holly."
Laughter through tears is my favorite emotion.
I have one for every single character. So the one that I love from Shelby is, "I'd rather have 30 minutes of nothing than a lifetime of nothing special."
Oh, now I'm gonna cry.
I know. That one, it's a good show.
Clary's is it's usually a tie between "she can't be more than 18, she doesn't have a past," or the with Helen, "I love you more than my luggage." A lot of Clary's lines are like the ones that get me the most because of the dry humor. Louiser's is the monologue, "Let's get one thing straight. I don't see plays because I can nap at home for free. I don't see movies because they're all trash and full of naked people. And I don't read books because if they're any good, they'll be turned into a miniseries." That is the one that got me every time.
And I remember you told me purposely to say naked.
Yes.
You were like, "No, you have to say it like this, naked."
For Truvy, it's probably just the inflections that Liz did. So have you and Owen,
Dirty.
And my favorite one of Annelle's is, "He makes a mean cherry Coke," about Sammy. Because we all know what that cherry Coke was full of. And one of my favorites that Sarah said as Malin is still that I ask you, how precious can this wedding be? Followed by, that sex rate looks like it's been hosed down by Pepto-Bismol. Because the blush and bashful is something that, since it was really funny, because during this whole thing I was newly engaged and starting to get married and stuff, and looking at venues and talking about colors, and literally, I kid you not, on the way to Montpelier for my birthday, that my fiance, now my husband, took me, he said, we started talking about colors. I said, please don't say blush and bashful. It was really a great experience, and I was so thankful to have this cast to bring the vision to light, and did my goal of not doing a carbon copy of the film.
Absolutely.
Helen can attest. I said, I don't want a Dolly Parton. I don't want a Julia Roberts. I want that.
Well, the people that we got, and they did a fabulous job.
Yep.
And that's why I still haven't watched the movie, because you six are this cast to me, and that's all I want in my head.
Aw. That's really touching. I love that.
I'm just going to have my stuff up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I do declare, strike is over and we can stop talking in these obnoxious accents.